Eric Cruikshank, some say the golden boy of the program, having the undergrad in sports media at TMU. Before we get into your choice in that program, I want to take it back to your childhood and maybe your first known passion for sports.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up playing hockey and baseball and soccer when I was younger. It's funny, my mom actually, she was never a soccer fan, but I always played soccer in the summers up until I was about 8 or 9, and then I remember she was like, okay, we needed to pick one sport, soccer or baseball in the summer, because we don't want to drive you everywhere. And then I chose soccer, and she was like, okay, we'll give you one more year to decide. She didn't like soccer, so I was baseball and hockey always. My dad, huge hockey fan, has a bunch of stuff around the house that from his time growing up, hockey cards, pictures, memorabilia, all that stuff. But a first moment, I would say, was like in 2014. It's a little bit later, obviously, in terms of having a significance to my sports memory, but we went to Michigan for the Winter Classic between the Leafs and the Red Wings. And I just remember seeing like the scale of that event, the 100,000 people at the big house, snow coming down crazy. It was like a winter wonderland almost. Like it just felt so magical in so many ways for me. And I just remember thinking that there's so much more to sports than just watching it on TV. So I figured I was always a fan of sports. It was always my passion. When I found out that there was a career path for me, I decided to go with that.
What position did you play in baseball?
Baseball, I was always third base and pitcher. So I had a strong arm, and that was pretty much why I played both positions. Pitcher didn't really last too long because I couldn't pitch longer than like 4 innings without my arm just being destroyed.
Got it.
Yeah.
What you played high level hockey as well, if I recall.
Yeah, decently high level. I played Double A up in Scarborough here for a little bit, but it just got to a point where it's too political. I'd rather just play with my friends and everything, and the cost, obviously, for the amount of people who are actually going to succeed out of minor hockey in Toronto is pretty low. So I just thought towards the end, I just wanted to enjoy myself and play with my friends.
What age were you when you decided to do the transition to lower level?
Probably like 15, 16. Just
Okay.
like
So kinda,
at that point, you kind of know or you don't, right? But yeah, that was I think one of the better decisions I made, just because I got to spend so much more time with friends and family and stuff, where I know people who commit their whole time to hockey and whatever. It's very much like.
is there any specific tournament or experience that you can recall as like, wow, that stuck out for?
I mean, we got to play at the MasterCard Center, which is pretty cool. It's where the Leafs practice pretty much, and I remember like everyone would go super early to the games because the Leafs would be practicing on the previous rink, and then you watch that, and then you go over and play your game, which is really cool. And every once in a while you see them peer in, like we saw Phil Kessel watching a game at one point, which was really cool. But yeah, that was.
So pretty sports centric childhood.
Yeah.
But however, sports is not your only passion. You're also kind of musically gifted as well.
Yeah, gifted is a strong word, I'd say. I played piano and guitar growing up pretty much my entire life. Like I played piano from when I was like 5 or 6, I think, and up until I was in high school, and then I just got tired of practicing. I liked playing the instruments, but then like learning Bach and Beethoven when you're 15 and 16 and you're getting so many more influences in music, it's like not really as appealing. But yeah, I'll pick it up every once in a while. I jam with some of my friends whenever I can. Yeah, I just like having that on the side so I can escape from the whole sports thing all the time.
Maybe I can get invited to a jam session one time. That'd be pretty cool.
Maybe. Do you play?
Nope, I do not. I don't have a single musical bone in my body.
Just an ideas guy, though. We need those.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. So let's go back to education now. Mm-hmm. What was your decision in doing the sports media program with TMU?
Yeah, so like I said, it's pretty much like just from my passion being sports and then being able to find out I can make a career out of it. Just from like watching SportsCenter and stuff, being like, hey, I want to be that guy. How does that guy, that's a dream job for me, whatever. And then I came across the TMU sport media program, and honestly, I thought it was a long shot to get in. They only accepted 75 people out of like the average 1,100 applicants or whatever. And fortunately, me and my best friend Dana, we both got in the same year, which was really crazy. And yeah, it was an awesome time. Got to meet a lot of great people. Not as much hands-on experience as the Centennial program, I would say, like getting out in the field. But the technical aspect, it was really crucial learning a lot of the stuff there on that, and just kind of building a foundation of like differentiating what it means to be a sport media professional and a sport media fan. And that kind of weeded out a lot of people, I think, in the program where it's like they just like sports, but do they really want to work in sports?
And why didn't you get a job right out of that program? What brings you to Centennial?
I wish I knew. It's a very competitive business, especially in Toronto. The one thing that I think kind of held me back is I really didn't want to move away. Okay. I was really comfortable living at home, and obviously my financial situation wasn't great at the time, just coming out of school. Yeah, and I don't think I was ready yet, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't make a decision to move away and try and get a job elsewhere, because I've learned so much in the past like 2 years about myself and just my abilities in this field, where like so many new avenues like that I wasn't originally considering, now I am. Yeah, initially it really sucked, because I was considering like you put so much work into something and then you don't get any return from it. I'm like, well, at some point I just have to make a decision, like should I just go work construction or something like a lot of my friends do, and they're living great lives doing that. But I figured with the Centennial program, I just wanted to give myself one last shot at getting into this business, and I think it's working out.
I think it's working out for you as well.
Yeah.
Last one, speaking of avenues, can you pinpoint one or two job field related wise?
Yeah, I think social media is something that I've kind of grown accustomed to over the past year or so. Like I've been working at the Hockey News for a little bit now, doing social media there, and I also love writing. I know it's like a really tough business to make money on consistently. There's a lot of people who freelance now, and that's something that I'd be willing to do, but obviously it's not as stable. And I also I like working behind the scenes on TV and stuff. I worked at CBC for the Olympics for the past 2 games, which is awesome. I plan on working for the upcoming ones, which will be great. So just kind of pinpointing yourself obviously is important, but at the same time, I think just being prepared for anything that comes your way is also super beneficial.
Good stuff, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.